day, the sea breeze blows sand off beaches and piles it up into sand dunes like these. And if it weren't for plants growing in the dunes, the sand would be blown for miles inland. This side of the sand dune is very sheltered. The animals that live here have plants for food and shelter. But this side, there's only seaweed and rubbish washed in from the shore. It's not the nicest place to live, but one little animal does make it its home. I'll show you. Lift up any piece of seaweed and you'll always find masses of sandhoppers. Seaweed is their staple diet. It doesn't take them long to chew holes in a piece like this. There are two plants that thrive in the sand dunes. This one's a native called pingeo. It anchors itself by these long roots. Marram grass is an introduced plant. It helps stop dunes from being blown or washed away. See how its leaves are rolled up like newspaper? That helps it save water. They're covered in a tough, waxy skin. Those certainly don't look very edible. The roots are tender. They're eaten by a relative of our common grass grub. I'll see if I can find one. This odd-looking animal is the larva of a sand scarab beetle. Its strong legs and shovel-shaped head help it burrow through the sand. These are the tracks of an adult scarab beetle. Uh-oh, seagull footprints. Looks like there was a tussle. Sand scarab beetles lay their eggs right in the sand. There's plenty of wildlife in the dunes, if you know where to look. Sand dunes can be quite neat places to spend a warm summer's evening. The early Maoris used to spend a lot of nights sleeping out under the stars on some of their hunting trips, and this pingeo grass made quite a comfortable bed to sleep on. But they were always very careful not to sleep on the dunes nearest the sea, because that's the home of a poisonous spider. They called this the katapo, which in English means night stinger. Katapos are found on nearly all of New Zealand's sandy beaches, where there's pingeo and marram grass growing. They build an untidy tangle of webs right down the bottom, at the base, near the sand. They might be New Zealand's most poisonous spider, but they're certainly not very big. See, this one's fully grown, and it's not much bigger than a garden pea. It's only the female that bites, and she has this red stripe down her body. That means danger. The male katapo spider is minute and it's completely harmless. He looks nothing like the female at all. You can often tell what other little animals live on the sand dunes by looking into the katapo spider's larder to see what she's caught. This little brown one's a grass grub. That's one of her favourites. There's a black ground beetle, several grass moths, heaps of sandhoppers, and right down the bottom there, one of those giant sand scarabs that I found before. I bet that must have put up quite a battle. Although katapos are pretty common, they're also rather shy and retiring, so if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. A good rule to remember, though, is not to do what I've just done and leave your towel near to pingeo grass if you're going for a dip, just in case it's the home of a katapo spider. They also love living in tin cans, like this one, and under driftwood, so be on your guard. There's one animal that I'm always on the lookout for when I go down to the beach. You've got to be quick to spot it, though. It's the native skink, and just like you and me, they love sunbathing on the hot sand. You can see how well it blends in with its surroundings. The only thing that moves is its stomach as it breathes in and out, and its eyes as they blink now and again. If you were an insect, you wouldn't even know it was there until, pop, out shoots a long, sticky tongue and you become a lizard's dinner. But the skink has to keep her eyes open too, because there are always birds, like our beautiful native kingfisher, that are very partial to a bit of lizard for tea. And with beaks like these, they wouldn't have much chance of escaping. Well, they're not going to get my pet lizard, that's for sure. She's staying right here. So that means I've got to go and get something for her to eat. Juicy insects. Yummy. I'll see you later.
Thanks, Vivian. Okay, we're going to take a break now, and then we'll be back with Secret Valley. I'll catch you later, so kia hoki mai anō, e noho rā.